Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Beauty Makes Me High. I'm Crystal Mac, and today's Beauty Basics is simple, easy, effortless brows. So I'm going to show you how to do a really quick brow that still will make your look really put together. And you're only going to need a couple of products. So all we're going to use today is Anastasia Brow Whiz. Mine is in the color Ebony. We're going to use a little bit of concealer, and you can use any concealer you want. I would stay away from really runny or liquidy concealers, but this one is decent. It's the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Fawn. And then you're going to need a brush to apply your concealer with. And I use this double-ended foundation concealer brush to do my concealer under my brow. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take our brow wiz and we're going to get the spoolie in and comb through our brows so that all of the hairs are going in the same direction. Now I have really full brows, but if you don't worry, you can still follow these same steps. Once your hairs are brushed in the direction that you want them to go, I typically brush all of my hairs out this way, and then I'll come back and straighten these hairs when I'm done with my brows. But I typically kind of just go in this direction. And once they're like you want, then you need to assess the situation. So what I like to do before I put any product on my brows is look and see where my brows are lightest and where I'm gonna have to concentrate the most of my product. So if you can see here, I've got a light area, and then the top of both of my brows always needs a lot right in here because there's always this little weird gap there. And then I want to also add some more definition to the tail end of my brow. So now that I know what I want to fix, I'm going to take the product end of this brow wiz, and I'm going to start with a line underneath my brow. And I'm using a pretty light hand. And this is just etching out the shape of the bottom of my brow. And I'm going to come all the way out to the tail. Alright, so now we have our guide for the bottom of the brow. Now I don't typically go back in and do a full line for the top of the brow because I actually like for the top of my brow to look more natural. But I am going to take this guy and I'm going to start working through my brow. And I'm just going to start not in the front but close to it, and just start working and filling in those patches like that little patch I showed you. Now I'm going to, this shape here, I want for it to be a little bit rounded here. So I'm going to start creating that shape with light strokes. Now that I have that done, I'm going to start working through the top of my brow. Here where I said I wanted a little bit of love. And I'm just going to fill that in lightly. And now that I have the back 3/4 of the brow done, I'm just going to kind of brush it through because I don't want the product to get so waxy on my brow hairs that you can't see my hairs anymore. And then I'm going to go back in and make sure I got all the little spots I want to get. And then for the front, I'm going to take my brow wiz pencil and really lightly just start drawing little hairs. And I want to blend that in to the rest of the brow. But I don't want it to be too harsh. And that's it for that brow. And you can see the difference between this brow and this one, and how more well put together this brow actually looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the other brow, and then I'll be right back to show you how to clean it all up. Now to clean up the brow, I'm going to take my concealer, and with a concealer that is like this and not in a pot, you just want to kind of squeeze some out and put it on the back of your hand. And then I'm going to take my brush and just kind of tap it in. I don't want a lot of product, but I do want the tip of my brush to be really coated. And then we're gonna come in, and I like to start at the arch of my brow, and sometimes I lift it up because my hairs are long and I can see shadows. So if you don't have really full brows, you don't have to necessarily lift your brow up, but it makes it easier for me to see under the shadow. And then you just want to take whatever is left on the brush and clean up the front. And then you're going to take, I take the end, or you can take any fluffy brush and just go through and get rid of that harsh line. You really want to make sure you don't have any lines on the front of the brow. And now that I can see everything, I can go in, and if there's some spots closer to the line that I want to fill in, I can. Or maybe if you covered up something important with your concealer, you can go in and touch that up now. And I'm going to go ahead and do the other brow. I normally do this step once all of my makeup is on, but since, for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna do it for you before I actually do my makeup, just so you can see the whole process, because you may just want your brows to look nice, you may not be wearing a full face of makeup. But I typically go back in with a brow gel, and my two favorites are the MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Set, and I use the color Ebony, and then the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Now this is my favorite. The Anastasia brow gel is my favorite, but they don't make a color one that's dark enough for my brows, so when I want some color, I'll use this. This one actually does provide a lot of coverage, and I can get away with just using this on my brows without actually doing my brows, just, you know, if I want a kind of polished look. So we're going to use this one today, the clear one, since we already have a lot of product color on. And you just want to go through your brows, and this is going to set your brows. They're actually going to get a little hard, not hard, but you know, set. And then in the front, this is where I kind of define and pull up those hairs in the front. And you want to make sure that all of your hairs when you get done are in place, because wherever you leave them, once it dries, that's where they're going to be for the rest of the day. Now, the reason I like to do this step after I've done my makeup is that once I put on my powder, sometimes the powder will get on the brows and this will wipe it off. And sometimes if this is on first, it'll make even more powder stick to my brows because it hasn't fully set yet. So I do like to do this step last, but just for the sake of this video, I did it now. So that's it. These are really quick and easy brows. It took me a while because I was kind of talking through, but normally I can do my brows in a couple of minutes using this method. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and have an awesome day. Bye.